Can
Family,
you hear?
back with another episode of Gangster Gentlemen. Listen, man, I got a explosive interview, man, for you guys today, man. Listen, man, what's going on and taking place today is dynamic, man, and it's going to be impactful, man, to the world, man. It's going to touch artists, man, all over, man. We got the original G-man of hip-hop, man, on Gangster Gentlemen today, man. Listen, I'm so excited, man, about this interview, man. As always, man, we always acknowledge God, man, on this podcast, man. Today is the day that the Lord has made. We shall rejoice and be glad in it, man. I'm forever grateful for everything, man, that God is doing in my life, man. All the people that He's bringing into my life, the resources, the opportunities. How many know, man, that every good door is not a God door? You feel me? Good doors don't last, but God doors do. So listen, we're gonna hit y'all, man, with a break, man, and we're gonna be right back at you, man, here with another episode of Gangster Gentlemen Podcast. Lock in. Listen, we're back with another episode, man, of Gangster Gentlemen. Listen, man, we got some heavy hitters, man, on today, man. We got Trill Will on here, man. And, man, we also, man, got one of the members, man, that started, man, Mob Music, man, KFMG, man. You all see the names, man. We also, man, that got just tapped in, man. We got, man, one of the digital build and creators, man, one of the founders, man, of Worldwide Collaboration, man. Listen, man, it's going down, man, today, man. I'm grateful, man, for everything, man, that God is doing, man. But listen, we're gonna, man, get right into it, man. Listen, I want y'all fellas, man, to introduce yourself first so the world, man, can know who y'all is. This interview, man, is mainly about the original G-man of hip-hop. But listen, man, the man brought his family on here, so, man, this speaks value. Anytime a man has an interview and he can make people stop doing what they doing throughout their day and come on, it speaks value, man, of who somebody is, man. How many know, man, that we all deserve our flowers? So, OG, introduce yourself to the world, man.
Hey man, hey, this is the original G-Man of hip hop, formerly of the Sugar Hill family, and Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rock. I'm that guy they give credit for. I say give. I always say they give because I don't like to sound cocky or arrogant for coming up with the term hip hop. It's been coined. It's already legally in writing, legal now in writing with affidavits to back it up. And I'm just blessed that God chose me as a vessel to use to help create a platform that our people can stand on for self-expression, can stand on so they can eat, and with no selfish intentions involved. And that's the way I stand. When we did this, it was about knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And that's how G-Man roll. G-Man stands for God's man. The G stands for God. The dash between the G and the M stands for the bridge between God and man. So you have to have substance behind you. And when you get on there and you talk about God is the foundation of life and foundation of who we are, and all, I'm already on your team, because when a man or woman puts him first, they're gonna be successful no matter what comes out of anybody else's mouth. They're gonna be successful in what God wants them to do. So before I get all into what the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that everybody is chiming in and listening for, I'm gonna go and let the rest of the team start introducing themselves as they start popping on. So we can start with Trill Will. Let them go ahead, man. Introduce yourself and tell them how we do what we do and when we do it.
Man, what's going on, man? First of all, man, salute, man, to the gangsters and to the gentlemen's podcast, man. Definitely think it's a dope platform. I love you, like your motion, and I definitely look forward to working with you in the future, brother. Um, my name is Trill Will. I'm from D-Land, Florida. That's a little city in between Orlando and Daytona, and about 30 minutes each way. And basically in 2010, I started working with Savage Life, Badass and Savage Life ENT, but through Derek Marquise Johnson, which is Webby's brother. And they became family with me. You know what I'm saying? At one point, I was living in Baton Rouge, you know what I'm saying, with them. You know what I'm saying? So we was on the road a lot, you know what I'm saying? And they taught me the game, and then I picked up and I ran with it from there. And so here we are today. Thanks, shout out to Christopher Wills know what I'm saying? My business partner back then. He's my brother forever though. You know what I'm saying? Full Circle Music Group. And shout out to them. And then currently, I'm working with Christopher Lee Cheney on Worldwide Collaboration. This is he's the founder. I'm just the half owner. You know what I'm saying? Don't mind me. I'm just here trying to speak up for the fam because we got a wonderful project, artist development coming up, and that's what we're here to talk about today. I'm sure at some point. So that's the main thing. So we're gonna keep the main thing the main thing. All right. Other than that, man, I appreciate you.
Facts.
Yeah, yeah, that's Trill Will. That's my bro, my brother from another mother. You know, the big dog in worldwide collaboration, and the other people are chiming in. So we also got Ice Dog, and yeah, and Ice Dog is one of the creators of the mob music and the group the MOBB, the mob themselves. That's another my brother. I see my sister that came on, but we're gonna let Ice Dog introduce himself and tell you what we got popping, what we got going on before we get into this interview. We want to do this up real quick. Hit him up, Ice Dog.
Yeah, man, what's up? Can you guys hear me? 1 2 1 2. This is your boy Ice Dog,
Yes, sir.
coming in from Oakland, California, the Bay Area, the only one, the 510, the original 415, man. Rocking with Kelly Franklin Music Group, which is co-owner of, partners with Universal Music Publishing Group and other on the montage behind me. Yeah, man. Distribution, we do it all industry over here, man. Music and everything. But we most definitely rocking with the original G Man. You know what I'm saying? With this platform for the artists, development. You know what I'm saying? Along with worldwide the collaboration, it's like one big gumbo pot, man. So we here to drop new, fresh music to the world. You know what I'm saying? School, learn them something. We got to learn them something. We got to teach them. You know what I'm saying? Let them know what it is to really be in this business. I have over 40 plus years of industry business as an artist. G-Man said it. I'm known as Ice Dog. You know what I'm saying? With the group The Mob, man. 500,000 records out the front. You know what I'm saying? And then we went 1 million and then 1 million again. So with a lot of other accolades, but it's not about me. It's about what we doing right here today with G-Man and the fam.
Facts.
Right. So that's Ice Dog. We getting messages coming through, people chiming in. So we're gonna shout them out real quick. You know what I mean? That who is that right there? That is Cipher
Marshall.
Walls.
You got Carl.
Carl, Carl is on there.
Carl
What's
Marshall
up,
on here. We
Carl?
got Christopher Lee. We got Cypher
No.
Wars on here. We got Worldwide Collaboration on here. We got Cassie Reed. Shout out to Cassie Reed as well. Listen, you can support us by sending stars. Share this video, heart something. Let somebody know that Gangster Gentleman is on, man. Let somebody know, man, that the original OG of hip hop, man, is on, man. Listen, man, we got him in the building, man, today. But go ahead, OG, take it away.
Yeah, so we got one of our sisters and that we very overprotective of, and one of our part of the team for the artist development, a very special part, and she does with the life coaching. As artists get developed, they always need to understand their mind cipher, and that's what we deal with in the old school. We said we want to build in the cipher, and that's our sister that builds in the cipher all the time. That's no other than the great Star Pens. Stars Pen.
Hey everybody, there you go. You finally got it. I'm Star's Pen. You call me Star. Yes, I am the the life coach of Legacy. I'm super excited to be able to share with you guys that portion of the program. Kind of got to help me get my mind right when I'm helping y'all get y'all mind right. So yeah, I'm an author, yoga instructor. I'm a domestic violence advocate. I'm a teacher. Oh gosh, really go on and on. Yeah, but mostly I'm a lover of all things good. So right now I got 2 singles out, so y'all go hit that up. Stars Pen, Ice Dog did that for me. And yeah, just thank G Man for having me. So I'm just gonna do my part and yeah, let's get it.
Yeah, see how I love modesty, but she does a lot more than just that. But yeah, we'll take that for right now because we understand what the mission is today. But hey, but she does a lot more. And then of course we got Christopher Cheney on here, the one of the number one guys in the country that handles all the business endeavors, paperwork, everything that has to go. Everybody has to give him his props because we rely on him daily, every day. So Christopher Cheney, I know you're in the background. You can say hello if you don't want to do too much. You can say hello.
What's up? What's up? It's C, the digital building creator, Christopher Lee Cheney, founder and creator of Worldwide Collaboration. Thank you so much for having us on here today. Major shout outs.
Facts, man. You know, man, it's all love, man. Hey, I'm excited, man, about being cited, man. And for the people, man, for our viewers that's watching, listen, this is how, man, that you show up, man, for your outside family. People love to talk about how it takes a village, but a lot of folk could just be talking. This is the mindset of what a village look like. This is what unity look like. And guess what? These folk ain't blood. These are like-minded resources that put their pride to the side and came together to build something greater. Us as a people, when it come to our skin, we struggle from that because the spirit that's called jealousy. Jealousy, man, is crueler, man, than a grave. And you're looking at people that don't have a jealous bone in their body. Because anytime you can sacrifice your time to push somebody else, man, listen, that is a selfless individual. You hear me? But listen, OG, man, we're going to get right into the interview, man.
Right,
listen,
right.
A couple more people, man. We got
right.
We got Carl Marshall, man. We got Kevin, man, that's in the building. Hey, listen, y'all make sure that y'all lock in and y'all ask many questions as possible. Listen, these people that's on here today, y'all not gonna always, man, get these opportunities. Time, man, is valuable. They're taking their time out their day. They could be anywhere else, doing anything else, pouring to anybody else, man. You feel me? So y'all lock in and ask many questions as possible. So OG, let's kick this thing out, man. What city and state, OG, you was born in, man?
Hey, I was born in New York, of course. You know, but before I get into that right there, I just want to say family is in the love, not the blood. We just want to make sure, because me and Trey, we're to lock that term in. We done lock that in. And we waiting for our brother Kyrie Grisham to come on. I can't wait till he get in. But I was born in Queens, New York. You know what I mean? And I lived all over all the boroughs, of course. But I lived all in different parts of the country and the world at times or another. But I was born in Queens, New York, to be exact, in Queens General Hospital.
Facts. So how was life growing up, man, in Queens when it come to your household? Was your mom? Did you have the single mom household? You had your dad and your mom in the household with you at the same time, man? Let's talk about that, man. How was life growing up in Queens in your household?
Well, I grew up most of my life in Brooklyn, New York, where I was actually discovered rhyming by Sylvia Robinson of Sugar Hill Records, but that's later on in the interview. But I was raised by a single mom, and it was 13 kids in our house. So it was pure struggle, sufferization. It was wearing hand-me-downs. You knew I was coming because you always see that Converse that I was wearing back in the day. We used to call them rejects. You know, because everybody that had a little bread rejected them. And so and they had flaws in the designs. So Converse is very expensive nowadays, but back then they was the lowest shoes on the market and they only cost $1.99. And they used to sing a song back then. And it went like rejects. They cost $1.99. Rejects. You know, I gotta give mine rejects. And then when you see a footprint with a hole in the middle of it because I had to wear them as they was passed down. That was me walking, because if it was raining or snow outside, I had to put like paper in the shoe because there was a hole in it, because we was very poor. And I'm not ashamed of that. I'm actually proud of that, because that's what makes me humble, and that's what makes me hungry, and that's what keep me grounded. And I always remember, and I actually have a picture somewhere of my footprint as from a kid, that was taken out of sarcasm, but it became a motivational piece. So when I look at that, I remember where I came from, so I can adapt and go back to it if I had to. So the things that the world want, I don't want. I think on the other end of eternity, if I got to go back to eating pork and beans or eating sugar and rice sandwiches, or just plain syrup and bread, I'm with that. I'll adapt to it in a minute and act like it's a steak. So that's it. A single parent with 13 kids, man. That's a hard struggle.
So let's get in, man, to the area, man, of your dad. What happened to Pops? Was he a Rolling Stone, or was they married and they broke up? Because sometimes when you raised by a single mother plus what 13 other siblings in the house, not having a dad can play a major role. You know, that
Now,
can.
I gotta be, brutally honest. See, nowadays we call some women thoughts. For lack
Mm,
of a term, that thought stood for that hoe over there. And
yeah,
I'm not saying that about my mother. Don't get it twisted. My mother was a
yeah,
great, gracious woman. She made some poor choices. Good things happen to bad people. And she
really.
was the type that even though she showed love and she looked for love maybe in the wrong places, she stood and kept all of us together as much as she could. So my biological dad, who was different from some of the other kids' biological dads, he wasn't in my life. So, you know what I mean? And literally just last year, the end of last year, the beginning of this year is when I really knew that my biological dad had 13 sisters and brothers, odd number. And I just met all of them. And I had a whole huge family in North Carolina that I never knew until this year or the end of last year. So I just, the way I was raised, it just signifies that, yeah, it was men that came through that claimed to be a dad. And the one that stood up for me as a dad happened to be an abusive type person with alcohol and argumentative and things like that. So I went through a lot to have to, and I wanted to be a protector because when I seen that abuse, I became, of course, as I got older, I became a professional bodyguard. So, with that mindset, that's the answer that it is. The stepdads and biological was not there like they should have been.
That's deep. That's deep, man. That's deep. So let me ask you this, OG, as growing up, and you say you had stepdad abuse. You used the word thought. What would you say, OG? What was your worst childhood experience?
My worst was being molested by some by
Mm,
women. You know what I mean? Because a lot of men get the and I'm saying this because as I'm looked upon as a certain person in life, I have to let people know that life happens to everybody, not
really,
just
man.
you. When you point fingers at somebody, you got four pointed back at you. See, God's sit high, he look low. So with that happened to me, it's like it took a lot out of me, but it also made me understand why I need to go get this bachelor's in psychology, which I have achieved now. It made me understand why I have to go and get certain things to understand the mind of people, because a lot of people point fingers at men and they don't realize men ain't always the guilty party. Some
But
women do some outlandish shit too. They get away with it. Like, you think some of these girls that goes to the other side and flip their lifestyle and want to act like they dudes. You think that come from what a man did all the time? No, that they introduced to not blood, but fake Auntie Joanne. You go or fake Auntie Lisa, and you go over their house, and she's sitting on their lap, and they sitting on her lap, laying on her bosom. Little things like that people downplay when they see it because it's a woman and with a girl, so they downplay it. But when it's when a man is sitting and a woman sitting on a girl sitting on his lap, it's taboo. It looks disgusting, but they don't realize things are happening with evil. Don't have one gender.
So let me ask you this, OG. Knowing that you were molested by a woman, how did that affect your trust issues when it came to women? When did you get to the stage? Even when you say it was so powerful, OG, when you said that you just met your dad. I know that meeting your dad and that side of the family, even at the age that you are now, I know that healed some things in you that was still broken. You feel me? Because a lot of us as black folk, we hide our depression by putting on chains. We hide our depression and our anxiety by dressing it up, by putting on makeup. So I know meeting Pop, you feel me, and your family, that healed you. But being molested by a woman, OG, what did that steal away from your heart when it came to how you trusted women and deal with
I,
women?
it never gave me those type of trust powers. Those trust issues. It never did. And I didn't. I just said women. I didn't say woman. I
That's
said
good. I
women.
like that.
You know
I
what I
like
mean?
that.
So
Fact.
the mindset is it didn't turn me into a bad person, and not all the
That's
time.
good.
The
That's what I'm
statement
looking
that
for.
people that's hurt people. That's not true all the
Come
time.
on, sir.
I don't
That's
think
real.
about hurting nobody. I think about
Facts.
protecting everybody. So that part is traumatic. See, most people would get offended or be a little hurt right now, and to tell you, man, won't you change the subject and go on to something else? If that's what the interview end up turning out to being, I don't mind, because I got a perfect life coach on here that'll talk volumes about things like this that happens. I'm not offended by it. I'm not embarrassed by it. So I don't live on pride. I survive. So it doesn't matter, because at this point, we are here to talk about the original G-Man of hip hop and what happened in his business and his career, and the personal stuff just happened to be life. And I'm with it. I'm with the smoke. Any smoke you got, I'm with it.
Hey, man, man, because watch this. A man of your accolades and your statures, people need to see some of the pain that you endured, and you didn't allow it to stop you. You didn't allow it to affect you. You didn't allow it to turn you into a monster. Matter of fact, you allow it to make you better. But listen, on to the next question. So, OG, let me ask you this. Have you ever been in the prison? Have you ever, experienced the street life in any type of way? Growing up in Queens and the Bronx, was you ever introduced to any gangs or anything like that?
Gangs was always around, and they could probably always be around. It's about the personal choices of the individual. See, I'm not a product of my environment. My environment could become the product. You see what I'm saying? So that means I turn the best out of the worst. I turn the hurting into a blessing. So no, I never went to prison. See, nowadays going to prison happens to be a badge of honor.
Come on.
And they respect the people that's in prison, and they give them all the props. They fear them. They over respect them. They do. Look, if you do the crime, nigga, you gonna do the time. I'm not gonna do your time for you. You're not gonna impose your garbage on me because of your poor choices. You're not gonna make your emergency my emergency. And I don't want to do that. I don't look for me and everybody, so I'm not gonna judge you. But hindsight, just because someone is in jail don't mean they should get all the props, respect, and all the love when these men are out here busting their ass every day, doing the right thing, going through the struggle, raising your kids as stepdads and shit.
That real nice. Hey, that real nice. Hey, you snapped on that. Hey,
yeah, because I don't like to see kids get this misconception that it's so cool to do all the dangerous stuff that we preach against, that we want to save them from, and then all of a sudden they go to jail and they act like it's a fucking family reunion.
Facts, now, facts. Because prison definitely, man, is not a badge of honor. But let's go on, man, to the next question. So, OG, man, how did you get introduced to music, man? When did that start, man? What was about the age to where you begin to fall in love with music?
Well, my mother, she used to sing around the house. You had them older ladies, and some of the guys. The lady, my mom, she used to sing. She had a hell of a voice. She sang, and the day that things really changed for me was the day I realized who Jesus was, explained to me by my mom, because I kept having these visions, and because I was explained and grew up with the knowledge that I was born with a veil on my face. I didn't know what the heck that was. But when I was explained to me, then I understood the spiritual journey that I would be on, the pain that I would have to endure to be closer to my Lord and Savior. So I'm with the smoke. He went through it for us. So who am I? So music came from that whole vibe. See, because you gotta understand. See, when you reach God, you don't have no shame praising Him. Really? So that's a part of entertaining. You want to entertain for God. That's the best audience you can have. You see what I'm saying? So my mother taught me those things. And then the day that Cyril Robinson ran up on me and I was rhyming, because I had this gift of being able to say nursery rhymes and rhyme about anything on any beat. Me even creating beats, clapping and stomping, hitting my knees, hitting spoons together, taking a old coat hanger and break the little paper wood thing off in the middle and break it in half and make drumsticks. So it was just, music was in the soul. It was real. It was like we ate dinner, but we prayed, and after we ate dinner, we sang as a family, even though it was cold in the house and we may not have had water or we may not have heat, but we understood the values of us being together as a family. You know what I mean? At that time, families grow apart, of course, but music, that's what it meant to me. Music meant unity and family to me. When I hear music, I think of the house parties. When I hear good music, that is, because all music ain't good music.
That's real. That's real. That's real. That's real. Now, OG, you dropping bombs on us, man. So, OG, who would you say that right now are your 5 top favorite artists.
My 5 top favorite artists right now, it'd be me. No, I'm just joking. No, but right now I don't have a top 5 favorite artists because I'm not around them, and I'm just because you do music doesn't make you somebody that I would follow because you may have good music. The main top 5 artists that I like is dead and gone. 2 of them being one's Michael Jackson, who I've worked with and protected, and the other one is Prince. You know, just to name a couple. You know what I mean? And then my brothers and sisters that's in my team right now, because little do they know, I watch what they're doing. That's Trill. That's Ice Dog. I'm watching what they're doing. Star Pens when she's flowing. You know what I mean? I'm watching them, and they are becoming my favorite because I like their work ethic, and I like where they're going. And that's not to toot their horns. If they wasn't on here, I would say the same thing. So it is what it is. But it's the first time they ever heard me say that.
Facts, man.
I didn't want them to get the big head, you know.
Hey, I love it, man. So listen, we're going to take a 30-second break, and we'll be right back here, man, at Gangster Gentleman Podcast, man. Y'all make sure y'all support us by sending stars. You can share this video and let somebody know that Gangster Gentleman is on. We got the original OG man, hip hop man on here, man. Listen, man, we'll be right back at y'all, man. We're back with another episode of Gangster Gentleman, and we got the original G-man of hip-hop, man, on here today, man. Listen, I am excited, man. Listen, man, he got his family with him, man. This is what a village look like, man. So, OG, man, let's talk this thing out, man, and let's get to the top 2 questions, man, that everybody, man, has been waiting, man, to hear. So when it comes, OG, man, to artist development, when did you have, OG, that assumption in your spirit that say, you know what, man, I'm gonna start pushing artists. Artists need to be developed, and I'm gonna show them the right way, and I have the resources. This is my calling. This is what God has called me to do. OG, when did that happen?
When I found out that my name, my publishing that I didn't know that existed, when I found out that people was cunning enough to take everything that you own from you, and when you're a child and your mind is impressionable, and they offer you a few dollars, which became the first sellout in hip hop, happened to be me because I went for a $20 bill, which I never seen in my life at a 10.5-year-old kid. So, and I'm not ashamed of that. I'm proud of that because I had to go through to get to, and that's what I did. You know what I mean? So now I've learned. So that's it. That's it in a nutshell. When artists need not have to go through all the crap that they go through. Even sometimes it's a self-indulgent move that they made to put them in that position. So I think the more artists know, the better it is for the artists, the industry, and the business, and their manager. So I want to see artists develop where they can walk into a room and be respected on their merit and their character, like Martin Luther King used to say about the context of your character and not the color of your skin. I want them to be rated on their talent, their knowledge, their wisdom, their understanding, and the fact that they know how to have a conversation intellectually, maybe not know everything, but know a little bit of something, and be able to create their own income, their own residual income, their own money, know how to make business moves, and have more than that, 2 important things: adaptability and be multi-dimensional.
Facts. Now, so before I move on to my next questions, I got a couple questions that I want to ask you. What is the definition to you, OG, of someone selling their soul? What is the definition of an artist, OG, selling their soul? What does that look like, OG?
I'll give you a prime example. I'm gonna start with me. See, a lot of people talks about what everybody else do wrong because they don't want to smell everybody else shit, but they'll sit in the bathroom and smell their own. So I don't do that. So in hindsight, when I was rhyming the day the lady, Miss Robertson, ran up on me and she asked me what was that I was doing. I said, I'm rhyming. She said, could you do it again? And I backed up inside. See, that was the enemy. The enemy approached me and tempted me. So I backed up because God conscious was on my shoulder and said, back away. Your mother taught you not to speak to strangers. You back away, move back, move away. That was the first thing came to me. But then the temptation came when she said, now when she met me, I was at a grocery store, at a store, a fruit market, bagging groceries, stocking fruit, scaling fish, helping elderly people home with their bags so I can help my mother as a single parent with 13 kids to make a few dollars to help her. Back then, a 99-cent, $2 max was a whole bag of chicken could feed everybody. So I was trying to get these quarters, nickels, dimes, whatever I could to help because I had that something special in me that would want me to help my mom and do that. So when the lady heard me rhyming and the spirit told me to back away and remember how you was raised, I became, of course, rebellious. See, as a human, we have what God gave us, which is what? What did God give all of us?
Free will.
Free will. He gave us free will. Not lack of a better term. He gave us trill will too. You know what I mean? But he gave us free will. So with that free will, we make those decisions. And sometimes we make the wrong decisions. And the wrong decision I made was when she said, I'll give you a $20 bill. That was the most money I ever seen in my life as a kid. That was the temptation. And I took that. Everything that I was taught went out the window because of the temptation, the human, worldly body mindset. That right away, I forgot about the spirit that's supposed to dwell inside me. And I blocked it for a second and I took that 20. Then that's how it was able to manipulate me to go up to the studio and do other things to get everything else taken from me. So I used me instead of using anybody else. I used me as an example.
So one more question before I go into the next question, because I feel like a lot of artists need to hear this as well. What is the 360 deal, and is the 360 deal a good deal for an artist to take?
2 words, hell no. And to without trying to get technical, because sometimes we'll talk above our artist's head. And as an artist developer, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do parables, and I'm going to talk to you in retrospect where you can understand scenarios. Because if you paint a picture, they get it. If you write it in a book, they miss it. If you say it, they may forget it. So let's paint a picture that they can go back and look at. Ooh, that's deep. The 360 deal is a deal that somebody puts together to make sure that you lose, period. They're going to get everything from you. Now, I'll tell you a better scenario than that. I use every new artist. Somebody's going to sign you to a deal and you don't even know the industry or the business. That's like you never have a fight in your life and get in the ring with Mike Tyson. You're going to get an ass whooping. A good one. That's just a parable. I'm gonna leave it at that, because if you're gonna come to me for artist development, you should have that mentality. You're gonna get in the ring with the wrong people. So let's train you, let's get you prepared. Let's make sure you're ready for that match.
So a question for Trill Will real quick, knowing that Trill Will have dealt with artists, have features with certain artists and know what it is to be in the game. Trill Will, was there ever a moment, bro, to where they tried to put you, bro, in a bad position, bro, for you to sell your soul, bro? What was there ever a moment to, bro, they tried to get you to compromise? And if you would have compromised, you would be farther than what you are right now, because we know what comes with compromising. A bag definitely comes with it. So, Trill, was you ever in that predicament, bro?
I gotta confess that y'all gonna have to get that in my book. I ain't gonna drop that. I ain't gonna drop that like that. No. That's not how that works. That's a good question though.
Yeah.
That's a good question. That's a good question. I like that. Next question.
Ask anybody else on the panel. Ask them all. Everybody gonna answer.
Okay, well, anybody who wants to expound of the question that I asked, and we have somebody that's trying to come in, their name AR, but
yes, let him in.
Yeah, that's bro. Let him in. Yeah, that's big homie.
I can't let him in because he has to. Sometimes when you're trying to come into the studio, you have to make sure that you fix the mic and the camera. So he's going to have to pay attention to read and set that stuff up because it's saying that his mic or his camera is not on. So if
All right,
somebody can text him,
hey, Trill, can you shoot him a text real quick and let him know he got to turn his camera on?
yeah, he got to turn his and not his actually phone camera, the actually camera and the mic that he has to set up in the studio when he enters in. He got to send it in. But does anybody want to expound on that question to where being an artist? Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I sure can definitely relate to that. And let's put it like this. I say it the way Mike, what's his name? Mike Jones. Back then they didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all on me. That's how it went for me, but it was reverse because I came in the game on some rebellious, I don't want to cuss here. Yeah. I was on some rebellious shit. Thank you, G man.
You gotta give him permission to cuss because he'll go there and won't stop. You know what I mean?
Nah, hey man, everybody be themselves, please.
Right. Yeah, I was on some rebellious shit. I just got up off of pimping and the dope game, niggas trying to kill me and all type of shit. And I told the cats, man, back where I was at, man, I said, man, I'm gonna go back home and cut a record. Just said it. That it happened. Cool was in it. The shit I was rapping about was just, I don't even like playing it for nobody. You know what I'm saying? But it got the attention of the club.
Yeah.
And they was trying to make it real comfortable. But E40, shout out to Earl Stevens and the Sick With It family. He shortstopped me and told me that thing. He said, I like your music and everything. It's cool. He said, but that thing you rapping about, he said, you might want to switch that up because that's going to bring you problems and people going to be afraid of it. So right when I did that, then Def Jam sent folks to my house trying to give me $50,000, man, to go and produce some tracks out over at Def Jam. And I was already gamed up then, you know what I'm saying? Thanks to Earl, and St. Charles. So man, it was just, I just said, nah, I excused them. Man, y'all get the fuck up out of my apartment. Tell Russell I said hello. And right then after that, bro, they said, this nigga's hard, he's difficult to work with, and he's too smart. So they sent my brother to the pen. They did something to my other guy that was in my group. He got sick as a mug, and I got exiled out of Oakland. And then I came back. So coming back with a vengeance, like I did in 2004, I came back and said, no, I'm gonna take this land. I'm gonna take this land. Since I know how the so-called gatekeepers at the time were doing stuff. So that explains my whole demeanor.
That's real. Now, so OG, before I move on to the next question, he just brought up gatekeepers. We hear that a lot, man, about gatekeepers, man. OG, can you expound on actually, man, what a gatekeeper is? Because some people believe that it is true. OG, some people believe that it is not. So when we're talking about gatekeepers, OG, what is your definition, OG, of a gatekeeper?
A house nigga. But that's reality, bro. But hindsight, as a bodyguard, you privy to some information that everybody is usually not privy to, and that means you get to see the behind scenes of the dealings that goes on. You know what I mean? Most of us only see the pretty show on stage. They don't see the behind negotiations and stuff. And a gatekeeper, his or her or their job is to keep your ass in place. If you're a drug addict, we're gonna keep you filled up with all the best drugs so that we can take everything from you, including your soul, because that's what they really want. The enemy wants your soul because that's something that has to be manipulated from you or stolen from you, because the only person that really has access to your soul is God. See, the devil can't make you do nothing. He can only ask you and suggest stuff. You do it on your own, even though you being influenced. The gatekeeper job is to keep you in your place, keep you drunk, keep you high, keep you sexed out, keep you wanting toys and cars and houses, keep you gang banging, keep you a part of something. You're a 50-year-old man and you still thinking about gang banging.
Ooh.
Bruh, that's evil. That's not you. That's when you become a product of your environment. Just because you hung around dirt don't mean you can't get clean.
Mm. That's real now, OG. That's real now. So why do let's get more into development. I want to talk about the importance, the why it is important for a artist, OG, to be developed, because OG, a lot of artists don't feel like that they need to be developed. A lot of artists, some artists even who have a bag. I see artists right now, all genres, feel like because they have a bag that they can invest their way into the top, and they still don't have the right publicity that they need. They're still not in the place where they need to be with a bag. So why is it important for an artist, OG, to be developed and be connected to you all? What would they be experiencing being connected to worldwide collaboration? What comes with that? Let's unpack that. All the benefits that comes with being connected with worldwide collaboration.
You was you able to get AR in? Let's make sure our brother gets in.
Yeah,
Let's
he
just
gotta,
get
he gotta.
into it.
It's telling me that he would need to connect his mic and his camera before I can add him to the stream. So sometimes when you're coming in, you have to pay attention and read, because sometimes it's going to tell you to connect the camera and to connect the mic for when you come
Did you
into the
reach out to
studio.
him, Trill?
Yeah, yeah, I'm resolving it now.
Okay.
It said he sent me a screenshot. It said that connecting had a problem with his browser. So what I did was I sent it to his email.
Okay.
So that way he
Okay.
can I love you. That way he can just click it from his email, and it should take him into the Gmail
Okay.
browser instead of trying to do it from text.
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right. Thanks. So to
Uh,
answer that question, see that what I just did answer that question. It brings you family. It brings you people that give a damn about you
Mm,
and about your success. Perfect picture. We're gonna stop what we're doing. Just like we always complain about Mexicans coming in our neighborhood and Latinos coming in our neighborhood, and all of them got the best cars, they got the jobs, because they do what you won't do. They sacrifice to take the lower paying job, but two of them will work together to make sure the mortgage and rent is paid. Four or five of them work together to make sure little Guido got a car. And then next week, Maria got a car. Then next week, Santa Maria got a car. And they work till they work together. See, us and worldwide, see, we work together. And when you become a part of that, the development aspect is what we call, that becomes essential for your success as an artist. See, the picture ain't totally painted there, because sometimes we forget to tell these artists you need development. And I say we because am I my brother's keeper? No, I'm the family's keeper. You see
mm,
what I mean? So I gotta say something every day. I'm considered an OG, so I'm gonna make mistakes. We're all gonna make mistakes, but I gotta atone for it, and I gotta stand up for it and say, this is what I meant, this is what I want to do, this is what I'm not gonna do. But most of all, I gotta protect the family overall. And if an artist is dumbfounded, then we gotta smarten that artist up, and we have to show him how to lace his boots up sometime. Maybe we gotta show him twice, but it's okay. Well, we got to do what we got to do. It's so essential to be developed as an artist. And each one of the panel, I want them to expound on how important it is to be developed as an artist. And then I'll get into the technical. See, I don't want to give away my blueprint, because
facts,
people will go
facts,
out there
facts,
without using the blueprint
facts,
the
facts.
right way, and then they'll blame me. Oh, he did. No. You doing something you have no knowledge and experience on how to use. So that's why it failed for you, because one, you don't have the social equity. Social equity is more important than any type of promotion or anything you could do. You know what social equity is, bro? All these people that's on here with me right now, that's social
Mm,
equity. That means I called them up and they came running. They call me up, I'm going running. If I call up a superstar, just like I call up my brothers, that if I know them and I'm connected to them, they're gonna come. That's social equity.
mm. That's good. That's not. That's good. That's not. Anybody who wants to expound first?
Stars, hit them all. How important is it to be developed as an artist? That's the question.
Well, of course, it's very important. I was kind of I'll use me. I was a dumbfounded one. I didn't know a whole lot about. All I knew was sign up for BMI, or ASCAP. So when I got the inside track because I'm in the family, so I ain't really have to do the development part because they just kind of hooked me up and let me know what I needed and how to move forward. But everybody needs guidance. Everybody got to be able to follow before they lead. So I think that's really important, whether it be G-Man showing you the ropes in the artist aspect, or whether it be Trill showing you what he did wrong at his time of in need, and or Kelly, giving his testimony on the music, or even me doing what I do, trying to get your mind right, make sure you got your goals set, and we find solutions to the problems instead of worrying about the problems. So any kind of development, I'm an educator, so yeah, I definitely encourage it. You don't know everything, and it's a lot of stuff that you think you know that you don't, especially in the music business. So yeah.
So let me ask you this, Star. What is keeping people stuck in the mindset of not wanting to be a student? Because a lot of people doesn't have a studious mindset. So what are some of the traits, Star, that because sometimes people might not be able to identify that they don't have a studious mindset. People may think they're humble until they get around other people that expose, hey, look, bro, you're not humble, bro, like you think you bro, you need them. So what are some of those traits? Because people are watching now and they might not know, Star, that they have those traits. What are some of the traits, Star, that you have identified to show, hey, look, you need to be more studious and you can grow more?
Well, one is the know-it-all spirit, and I know because I live with one. I have a son that's he's dope, like his music, and I never told anybody this, not even my squad. But he really is, but he not ready. And every time I try to tell him something, I know this and I know that. So I'm going to start there, that you don't know. First of all, you never put out an album. You don't even listen to me. And I might be a little bit closer than you would be at this point. So you can't even listen in-house. I know you're not going to be able to listen to somebody else. So we're going to start there. Close this and do a little bit of this. That's the first trait. I don't need you. I don't need that help. I don't need nobody to tell me what to do. That's classic.
Oh.
That's classic. I need help. So on the contrary, a lot of times what we speak is not what we think and what we live, because we talk a lot of shit and it just don't come out right in our lives. So that's where you see that fighting against the knowledge that G might try to give him, or fighting against whatever Trill might be saying. Well, that's not going to happen to me because I did this, or that can't happen to me because I'm going to do that. I know more than you. That is the number one taboo for somebody that's really trying to get somewhere. So you got to get past that. Once you get past yourself, then you can let the rest of the team in, because you got to start there.
That was powerful, sis. Salute to you. Salute to you. Trill Will, man, what you got, big bro?
Okay, so you said what's the importance of artist development, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
this the best thing I can do is I can just talk about my path on artist development. Right. So first of all, my dad was a manager and a writer, so I grew up with music, watching him manage groups, and that was part of my artist development then. Um, but I remember the first time that I was thinking that I'm going to the studio, and I went. He dropped me off in Orlando till I got clutch, and I'm thinking, I'm like, all right, we're gonna record. And so I get there, and bro, like, yeah, man, I'm good. It's nice to meet you. Woo, woo, woo. And he walked me into a room, and it's an empty room. And I say, well, damn, well, what we supposed to do with this? And we said, oh, yeah, he ain't tell you we building a studio. So my first step in artist development was building a studio, and it made me appreciate and understand each individual particle that goes into creating a studio, from the elevation point where your speakers got to be sitting, hovering, and then to your wall or a design that's going to allow you to absorb the frequencies. You know what I'm saying? Like it is very, very important. And I know that sounds like a long story, but at the end of the day, it was just the appreciation of what was going to. So after we built the studio, after 2 weekends, you know, then we recorded, and I recorded. It was so much. It was so gratifying to know that I had helped build what I recorded in. And I think that it's just the mindset of understanding what it is that you're a part of, understanding and really taking the time to learn all the small things, include things that are overlooked, like media training. A lot of people overlook media training. They go straight to the publisher and PRO. That's cool, but if your media training game ain't on point, then guess what? People not gonna really want to hear from you. You know, because you have not took the time to deal with that aspect of it. And there's a lot more stuff that goes into it than that. But it really starts with home training. Even though artist training, but really artist training starts at home. So depending on how you was raised, that'll tell how much you got to work on your artist development, where you built from zero. Because I was built to be an artist from ground zero since I was a child. My dad told me things and showed me things and had me practice singing and practice this and practice writing. And I got age of 13. I had my first LLC by the time I was 13. See what I'm saying? So that's artist development. You know what I'm saying? And it goes beyond that, but it just starts at the home. And it depends on what kind of environment that kid growing up in. Some people need the outside people to come in and say, hey, you're doing this like this. But a lot of artists don't succeed because their personal life is not together. You know what I'm saying? And that's a number one thing, because you can have all the publishing you want. If your personal life ain't together, you're not going to be a successful artist.
Mm.
So I'm gonna just leave it there. I appreciate that though. Good question.
So Ice Dog, I'm gonna pass it to you. But Ice Dog, I want you to answer this question first before you answer the development question. What Will just said about a personal life being together. Listen, that's it. I don't care what you're doing. I don't care if you're a pastor. I don't care if you play sports, whether it's football or basketball. We see NFL stars and NBA player stars fall every day. Ice Dog, how important it is also to have your personal life together, Ice Dog. That was powerful, that Will. Real spill.
Well, I only can speak for self, and I use myself as as the seraphim goat when it comes to that, man. Coming up off the streets, you know what I'm saying, and just the whole life, the whole mob life, man. And I spoke it into existence. The words I said, man, I'm gonna go home and drop a album. I didn't know how the hell I was gonna do that, but God put it in me to say it, and I had to stand on business when I did get back here. And it just so happened that, man, 3 degrees of separation. I talked about that earlier today, y'all. The 3 degrees of separation, and my brother just got out the joint.
Mm.
And he saw what me and Two Tongue was doing in the room on a 8-track at a Lisa's SR16. I mean, a 4-track at SR16 and the SK5 and the Yamaha PSR 85. I'm making slap. And my brother believed in me, and he reached out. And that's when we ran into Mike Jefferson. And it's natural. My father was the drummer for the Commodores, for the damn Tramps. You know what I'm saying? So he always put it in me that I was the shit in anything that I do. You know what I'm saying? And don't take short from shit. So it just was, I put my mind to it and did it. And I say this to all the young artists, man, it's your dream. Nobody's in that dream with you. You know what I'm saying? You bring that alive. You strive, and you perfect yourself. Learn the constructive criticism. I took the constructive criticism, learned it. The game, the music business. I learned by getting fucked over. You know what I'm saying? That's how I learned to get to where I'm at right now. From getting screwed over by people playing with me. You know what I'm saying? So I nipped that in the bud with it right there, man. You gotta refuse to lose. But stand on your business. When somebody tell you something, learn from it. You know what I'm saying? Grow from it. That's all that is.
Facts now. Hey, facts now. Facts. OG, take it away.
Man, come on, man. Artist development is key. And like when I teach grade 6 to 12, because sometimes I pick up a little contract and I teach core classes, uh, hip hop, of course, but I also teach self development and etiquette. See, those are the two things that's missing in school: self
Mm.
development and etiquette. What Trill was talking about is that it starts at home. That's that self development, and that's because that's at home. That's what how your family put it in. That's self. That's what you have to learn for self, because the world don't owe you nothing. The world is going to take really from you. But when it comes to we talking about the business and industry. See, industry gets you laid and business gets you paid. Understand the business. Get into the business side of it. Industry crap is that P. Diddy crap. That's industry. That's too much garbage. You know what I mean? That's coming back with the same mind where you're chasing women, chasing the drink, the get high. You chase. That's industry crap. We don't do industry crap. That's failure. That's why an artist that has, like he said, has no home development and don't have his personal life together, it's gonna fail. Even if they get some sort of success, it's gonna end up at the end failing, running into a brick road, crashing and burning, suicide. All these things is what he's talking about. You got to have your life in order. And the first thing when you get an opportunity to get into the business, you understand what you're getting into. You can't go into it blind. You can't have the blind. Somebody that never been on the top, somebody that don't know how to get to the top, somebody that's only going from what they learn maybe in book knowledge, or been around somebody that been around somebody that been around somebody and trying to fourth generation it to you. You got to be around somebody that knows what they're doing, knows how to get it done, so that they can teach you how to do it the right way, the safe way. Create your own deal. I'm in the 50-50 deals. When I say 50-50 deals, that means if I got all the talent and somebody come at me and they give me an advance, that's non-refundable. Let's not even talk about that coming back, because I'm already going to be putting blood, sweat, equity, and tears and all that in going in the studio and doing things and coming up with the hits. And then you maintain ownership for a certain amount of years. And then I gotta argue or sue you for my intellectual property after the time is up. See, artists don't even understand those type things. They don't get it. They don't know that you got to register for awards. They don't know that after a certain time is up, all your intellectual property should return back to its ownership. They don't understand you go in a recording studio and it's a self-development. Artist development. They don't know they go into a recording studio and they pay $50 an hour, $100 an hour, whatever your agreed upon prices per hour, and you walk up out of there, and then 4 or 5 months later, maybe 6 months later, or 3 months later, they hear the same beat that they had on somebody else's track, and now they want to fight and argue. No, that's your fault. Let me tell you why. Because you pay for the recording time and not the recording session. You have to pay for the studio time and the recording session, so you can own the digital implant, or we say footprint, of the music that you recorded, and you walk out of there and that studio should blank everything out of their console. Only time that music should play again is if you put either your thumb drive or you bring whatever it is to send your files back to that console, which means you should walk out of there with ownership of what you've created. See, this is deep.
Not to cut your wisdom, let me ask you this: how many artists, if we were dealing with 100%, OG, what is the percentage of artists that record, go into studios, and do the very thing that you said not to do? What is the percentage, OG? How many artists is doing this every day and wondering why they're getting screwed?
85% of the artists that do that, because they don't know that they have to pay for the studio session. They get a thumb drive copy of it and they walk away. They don't come out with the WAV file. They don't come out and see. If you got an automated board, an automated console, you should be able to pop that thumb drive in, and the WAV should bring everything automatically back to the way the last time you mixed it is. But that person in the studio should not be able to cut his console on, and your music is still in there ready to be played or remixed, or so it shouldn't even be that way. When you walk up out of there, he should have to ask you, or she or them should have to ask you, hey, I need that WAV file so I can pull up the stuff, or I can bring back the stuff, because they don't have it. You should own that stuff. Why you think Prince is not here? Why you think R. Kelly really locked up? Why you think Whitney Houston ain't here? Why you think Michael ain't here? It ain't because all the stuff they put out in the media and say about them. No, it's about their intellectual property. It's about their catalogs. Michael Jackson wouldn't sell his catalog of the what's their name? Paul McCartney, and all the rest of them, the Beatles.
The Beatles.
He wouldn't give Sony back the rights to catalogs like that. Prince wouldn't give back his catalog and back to Sony as well. So he changed his name from Prince to the Symbol, stuff like that. The artist formerly known as, stuff like that. That's having different names, like people were talking about earlier in the meetings. Whitney Houston, she was getting ready to get to audit the books. She the number one selling. She sold Diamond 4 times. Diamond, not platinum, not gold. Diamond 4 times. She's the number one selling female artist in history, and she was broke. That's crazy. So she was getting ready to audit the books for her catalog and the sales of it. So she ends up gone, and then her next person in line that will own her catalog, her daughter, happens to be gone too. So this is real. Just like Elvis Presley. You think Elvis Presley died because he was fat? And he had all this food stuck in his gut and he was out of shape? No. And all of them died with what? Some type of drug they say that was in their system, induced. A few of them in the same position in the tubs. Come on now. And keep it 100. If you look at the top 3 that I just said, all of them had one person in common. I ain't gonna call his name out, but Puffy deals with him too. He had one person, the same person in common.
So let me ask you this, OG. Is P. Diddy, do P. Diddy have enough money to return, or is he blackballed?
Man, if them gatekeepers, that he got a gatekeeper too that he had to answer to. If you look at the setup, he's an African American man, but he has one of the biggest houses in California, in a rich neighborhood that just so happened to have tunnels under it, one leading all the way to the Playboy Mansion. Tunnels, way back from Prohibition. So you got to look at this. What that means? Where the hell do he get the knowledge, wisdom, understanding about building tunnels to go from one place to another? That ain't coming from him. The average black man ain't thinking about no damn tunnels.
That real, man.
Let's keep it 100.
That real, man.
We didn't even understand that we was able to have planes, our own planes, until it came from the cartels to ship their stuff, their product. We didn't understand that we have access to certain things. We don't even know. Some of us can't even spell some of the shit we want. You ever take somebody on a date and they say, I want some, I don't want a lot. Just give me some amethyst. Some amethyst. Oh, you mean arbor mist. Oh, you see what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it 100 with you. You know what I mean?
That's real, man. That's real, man. So as being an artist, OG, let's talk about real quick before we jump back into worldwide collaboration and more what you all offer. What you also being an artist, OG, what was a time, OG, in your life? Because I believe that this can touch some artists because you know what it is to turn and how to break out of crisis when you felt like that being an artist, there was a time to where you wanted to give up, you wanted to quit, you felt like that you should have been farther than where you were, and things just were not working out in your favor. I mean, every time you looked around, OG, if it wasn't one thing, it was another. Let's talk about how did you turn from that point and to continuously to keep that fight, describe, OG, to get to the mindset that where you are today. Because every artist is going to face this, and really that's like they're making out a breaking point as an artist. You know what I'm saying? So let's talk about a crisis, OG, that you overcame.
Man, like turning down money that I needed, but I wouldn't accept it because all money ain't good money. Stuff like that. You know, sacrifice my wants for the betterment of a lot of people needs. One in particular, a few years ago, and this is deep. A few years ago, I was offered $60 million up front, another $140 million a week from there, and upwards of billions of dollars if I allowed a whole conglomerate of lawyers and attorneys sue everybody that used the term hip hop in their music, in their movies, to sell their product, and all that. But since I have the affidavits proving I'm the man that named hip hop, which means they told me, yeah, you own this, you legally do own this, and we can prove that you own it now because we got this from the hip hop historians. All they needed was a statement. Like the government, they only need one witness on some certain cases, just one. But I got more than one, so I could have done that, but I sacrificed my my wants because I wanted a better life. I wanted better stuff. I wanted my family to have more. But I looked at the big picture. What did I help start this for? First. Second of all, what would it mean to my family and my life if I did go and stop everybody from eating? What would happen to me? I'm the messenger. They're gonna get the messenger, but they're gonna keep all the money that should go to my family. So what would I really have had? People offer me a duffel bag full of money to develop some of their artists that was for their label that was bad money. I'm not. That means that if I took that, they would have owned me. You see what I'm saying? I'd rather be free and broke than rich and locked and in bondage. We stopped wearing the chains on our ankles and our wrists and being called niggas to wearing chains around our waist and our necks and our little ankles, cute with diamonds, just to be a nigga. That's my nigga.
So somebody asked in the comments, OG. Somebody wants to know, OG, who all have you worked with?
Well, if you get my digital promo card, you see on there a few of the names that I've worked with, and whoever that is, I'll make sure I'll supply you with my digital promo card, and you can forward it to them wherever message they got, because I'll be sitting here and the list is so long. Man, the list is crazy. I could start. I was matter of fact. Go to my Facebook page. If they tapped in, you see some of the people I worked with. If it wasn't from not through bodyguarding, through just performing. And you see me on there with people like the Jacksons, Oprah Obama, with not Vivica Fox, Sherelle Alexander O'Neal, Morris Chestnut, B5, 112, Joe, Monica. The list goes, man. I've worked with so many people over the years that when they get around me, you got Genuine, you got so many people that's my bros. Some of them are my bros today, and you'll see. We may be together. We run up on and run to them, and then they start wanting to play fight and hug, and because that's the type of camaraderie I build with folks. You know what I mean. But I stay in my lane. You ain't gonna never see me over Trill House every day because we cool. You ain't gonna never see me over Ice Dog's house every day because we cool. I mean, you're not gonna see that. If I come over there, it's because I want to see my bro or I'm invited. I don't do the pop-up. I'm not a Pop-Tart. I don't hang with you because you got status. I don't do that. And then what gets me is I didn't know that a lot of people was my fans that's famous is my fans. I didn't know that. I never knew that and know that I look or seek that. But it blows my mind when I'm around what they say superstars and they just make their way to me and say, man, I love what you doing, man, what you did, man. And I look at them even Shirley Caesar, Barry White, and Michael Jackson said the same thing to me verbatim in different places and different times. They said, G, man, they don't see you coming. That's deep to me, and I'll never forget that. Shirley Caesar said that she was getting up on our tour bus and I had a whole mouth full of smoke. I was smoking weed. I smoked weed for like 30 years. I got my boy Freeway. I just went to California, got up there, getting ready to do the Soul Chain Music Awards. We was nominated for best new song, best new, I think it was best new singer, and that was Joy and Pain. I was in the group Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rock at the time. And we went up against EU. We lost the nomination because anytime talking about sex and the devil and the enemy music is gonna always outsell, even if it's a fun party song. It usually win. So we was up against EU, and she wanted to come and buy a tour bus. So one of the guys, Monty, who was happened to be one of the Shy Lights, Marshall Thompson's son, Marshall Thomas' son, he came up on the bus, and you had to get past me in order to get anywhere on the coach because Rob was in the back. Once my client is in somewhere, you got to be part of or in the team or on the team or in the group to get past me to get on that coach, or you're gonna have to take my life or vice versa. period. So he told us that she was coming on the bus, Shirley Caesar now, and back then everybody, she was like the second Messiah. Yeah, everybody, mothers, grandmothers, everybody loved Shirley Caesar. So she was he said she was coming up on the bus. I had just got my package in my little green, my tree, we call it tree back then. And I rolled up a fat blunt, the old Philly blunts, not the little cute things they smoke now. We're talking about the old school Philly blunts, the thick fat boys. You know what I mean? The real ones. So I'm just rolled up one and I lit it. And I told him, shut up, ain't nobody coming on the bus. So I hear this little cute tap on the door. And I opened the door and I just inhaled a whole mouth, a whole cloud, maybe a whole region of smoke in my mouth. And as I opened the door, I see this little jerry curl under my chin, and then she stood up and tears came up in my eyes, not because I was scared or upset or worried. It was the smoke wanted to come out. So, back then smoke make you tear up and when it's good. I was tearing up and it had to come out and it came out all in her face. I mean, everything that I smoked for years probably came up in her face and it was a cloud around her face and it hit her. You know what she did? She anointed my head and said, it's all over you. Oh my God. And start talking in tongue and said, they don't see you coming. And that's all she did. She didn't even mention that I just hit her in the face with a whole cloud. All she did was anoint my head and start talking in tongue and tap dancing like around the bus. And then went in the back to meet Rob. Bruh, that's real talk.
Hey, that powerful now, OG. Well, listen, man, we're gonna kick off, man, the video real quick, OG, man. To let them hear, man, the little sound of you, man. We ain't gonna play too much of it because I want to make sure that I show you other videos too, But man, we're gonna kick this video off first, man, and let the people, man, get a glimpse of, man, what the OG sound like, man.
Oh, which one is this one? Oh, the one with Michael Jackson.
The problem with some people is that they just don't know how to express themselves. So allow this triple OG to put things in perspective for you. So a little bit of help from my people down in the Midwest. Yes, sir. That town is major. Excuse me, little mommy, but I like to get to know you better. See you kinda busy, so I guess I send a letter. If the letter don't work, then I guess I'll approach it. If you can't socialize, I guess I coach you. Cause Jimin is far from the average knucklehead. I don't wanna spend most of my time in bed, but in case I have to get hard, I get hard like lead. And the proof is in the pudding, that's what my mom said.
Baby, I stayed away too long.
And as you did,
Did I leave your mind when I was gone?
I just wanna be. I just wanna be. Girl, I just wanna be. G-Man ain't no great thing. I just wanna be.
No matter what state, I put you in good hands just like all states.
So OG, let me ask you this. What inspires you to write that song? How did that song come about, man? How did that song come about? How did that video come about? And where did you actually shoot that video?
That video, I wrote that song about 30 years ago. That was at Memorial and I came up with the concept in Gary, Indiana, because I used to do a lot of the concerts out there in Marquette Park. And if you see some of the pictures that I had posted online, you see me at that day with Tito Jackson. I was protecting him, but I was also performing on the same show. But I wrote that then, and I was like, I did so much work for your family and your brother. Mike was like, yeah, you can go ahead and use this song, but he didn't even own it. But so he had already blessed it, and his brothers them said, "Yo, we'll come out and push it with you and promote it." So I backed up and I said, "I'm gonna wait a while because this ain't the time." I wasn't waiting for his demise. It just happened that he passed away, and now it makes more sense. So people miss him to start doing something. I shot that in Houston, Texas, and that's my own film company. We shot that. I own half a part of a film company, Mayhem Films and Cha-Ching Entertainment, and which my movie that's on Tubi right now, titled Mad as Hell. We shot that. That's our own film company. We shot that in Houston, Texas. That was during the pandemic when they just the day before they shut everything down.
So for the viewers that's listening, you see being connected to worldwide collaborations, man. Listen, man, it comes, man, with a lot. Man, listen, this guy has a movie, man, on Tubi. You know, man, they do, man, most of their production. You know, man, probably, man, I know that they have in-house studios, man, as well. So listen, you want to lock in, man, and these guys are on Zoom every day giving free game. Anybody can get on the Zoom. You don't got to pay to get on the Zoom. It's free game. That is hard to find, man, out here, man. So listen, OG, let's show the video, man, real quick. When you was in Los Angeles at the Coliseum, man, let's talk about that, and let's talk about, man, how that presented itself, man, because that's another powerful. That's another powerful.
That was crazy. Yeah.
You know, that's another powerful setting, man. You know what I'm saying? So how this is coming about, man. So OG, how did that come about, man?
Man, come on, man. In order for me to talk about it, you got to play the last one. If you play the last one, it falls in place because I want them to see that time prompter.
Let me play the last one real quick.
Bro, you can stand over there next to Greg.
Remember that time? Man,
how did that come about, man?
Man, let me know how it happened was this organization was going to have what you call a seminar. It was multi-level marketing, and they asked me would I like to be a part of what's going on. And I said, I don't do multi-level marketing. I'm not knocking door to door. I'm not doing none of that. So the guy, the one of the guys you see in that, and they show him just standing up in front of the time prompt. There was a white guy standing in the suit and the brown shoes. That's a billionaire. He owns all of that, right? That company. And he said, he said, I got on my information about 50,000 people globally that he's reached out in his network that said if he brought me on there that they would make their way to that show either from overseas in this country that if they came. So we did a dollar bet. And I told my guys, I said, I guarantee you that if I did sign on to do this or I surprise them and do this, that they're going to show up. And so my team was like, nah, man, because I stay so much with my people, and it doesn't matter. I go into the hood and they see me, but I'm telling them, I said, but what I've created and God helped me create is bigger than me. And he was like, nah. So we did the dollar bet, and I said, then they got to pay for the food because I don't drink at my boys' club, which you see on some of my posts too. And so they said, okay. So the guy asked me to come on the first day. And all I got to do is do 5 minutes on stage the first day. I said, okay. He promoted it in Long Beach, California at the Coliseum. And the first day was at 10 a.m. And over 10,000 people showed up. The next day, that's the one I'm on stage doing Apache with the dance I made up years ago, look like the Macarena. Then I made that dance up about decades ago with Apache. You know what I mean? He asked me to come on the next day and just spend 10 minutes on the stage. And 12,000 people showed up and at 9 a.m. And I won the bet, of course, but look at the time prompter. It says 9 a.m. So I'll be saying now when I post it, how early you think the women got up to get ready to come to see me for 10 minutes on stage? Actually, a few minutes. It was less than 10. and you hear the crowd, you see them. It was sections off, and it was just with Latinos over here, whites over here, and blacks over there, and then whites and blacks and Latinos together in this section, and then Arabs, and I mean, the whole arena jam packed, man, jam packed. I was only in there, only on stage for I want to say max 6 minutes, and you see it. It's in the proof is in the pudding.
That's real. That's real now. That's real now. So listen, man, OG, man, as we wrap this thing up, man, I want to ask you, man, one more question. And then I want you to get, I want, if you want them to expound on anything else, that is definitely cool. But I want to ask you, man, OG, I know one time, man, I was on the Zoom, man, with you guys, and I see, man, the real Ricky Rose, man, on there, man. OG tapped out. He'll probably tap back in. He tapped out. He'll probably tap back in. We're going to take a 30-second break while OG tap back in. We'll be right back at you with another episode right here on Gangster Gentlemen. There you go. We ain't even got to take a break.
Man, I did that. That was me.
Go, OG. I thought we was going to have the break real quick. So, OG, as we wrap this thing up, man, I got the action, man. Like I say, I was on the Zoom, man, one day, man. And I think it was my first time ever on the Zoom with you guys. And next thing you know, I see the real Rick Ross pop up. Hey, I'm like,
that's my bro, man.
Hey, I'm like, man, hold on now? How the real Ricky Rose on here? So before OG, man, man, we in this interview, man. I want to ask you that. Then I want you to pass the flow, man, to your people. If they want to expound on anything, if they got any closing remarks, any shout outs, man, or anything like that, if it's anything that y'all left out that comes with worldwide collaboration, I also want you all to cover that, because that's the main reason, man, why we're here, because we want to make sure that all genres of artists get the development that they need and the resources that they need. But how did Ricky Rose, man, come about, man?
Man, well, me and Freeway, that's my boy. It is what it is. I mentioned in this Shirley Caesar thing that he had just seen me. That was back in 90, I want to say 2, 3 or something like that. 89, 91, 92, maybe 92, 93, something like that. And me and Rick been friends for a long time, and that's my boy, that's my bro. And just like with a lot of the celebrities, like tomorrow I got a special guest coming on, Robert Parham, the only 5-time grandmaster, African-American grandmaster in the martial arts. That stuff that Spark do with 2 fingers, touch you on your neck and you pass out. This dude do this and train that. He happens to be the partner in my film company too, and shot the movie Mad as Hell. So he'll be on the thing tomorrow. I try to bring one celebrity a week or one person of stature in a week that can give some insight and somebody to have something important to say. So Freeway Ricky is my boy. It just so happened that he came. I gave him a call. I said, I need you to come on and talk to the young fellas. They mentioned his name, and I said, talk to the guys, and he did, and he let them know I'm doing this because that's my guy G. I roll out for him because he'll roll out for me, and the same thing with Michael Sterling. We got celebrities, heavy hitters. I was talking to my team today, and I was like, I'm a little nervous about bringing on Morris Chestnut, because you never know what might be said in some of the meetings. So I can't, it's scary. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna always bring somebody of stature on. As True Will gave me the blessing, and Chris gave me the blessing to be able to bring some people on that make sense and relevant in what we're trying to accomplish. And we let them know that worldwide collaboration is the family to be a part of. So, and to bring the people on, and Freeway Ricky just happened to be one of my guys, and he's bros. When I bring them on, I give them accessibility to my people and them to my bros. So I'm not bringing them on and hiding their contacts, and I'm allowing them to go to the right chain, but I bring them on because I brought them on because I want them to be a part of worldwide and to help worldwide.
And listen to the viewers, man, that's watching. These people, man, that he bring on, him and Trill Will, they give you all a opportunity to ask them any questions that you want, that you feel that may help you with your development. What's going on, little mama? So before we let the village expound, somebody asked you a question. Somebody said, so what if a artist don't have the budget to get artist development? They say, I don't know the price of it, but it sections. They said, can you help them with the budget that they have? If they're
let me tell you. I'm glad we've covering that because we should have covered that in the beginning. See, when I do this outside, when I first started doing this, I was doing it for only record labels, and record labels, they artists that come to me, they have the support, the budget, and the resources. So it was a $30,000 per artist deal. So
Mhm.
for a few years that worked good, and then I started saying, what about the artists that don't have that budget? What can I
Mhm.
do for them? So if they didn't have a label, I'll charge them 10 grand. And then I started saying, hey, you know what y'all could do? Y'all could put a small deposit down, and y'all could pay the rest off weekly, bi-weekly, or once a month of your choosing. And then when I got with Worldwide, I said we got to do something to really help the artists that don't have the budget, like this person just said. So so my team, we got together and we came up with a way to do it and structure it for them. So now it's only a price of 2 grand, and they put a $250 deposit down, and they pay the rest off weekly, bi-weekly, or once a month. And even a struggling artist can afford to pay that, especially if they re-up on things in their personal life, like making sure they go to the club once a week or 2 weeks, or go out and get their drink on, or you can sacrifice for your own career, for your future. That doesn't hurt you. And if you already signed the ASCAP and BMI, some of the things that you should have already in place, and we can prove they're in place, then we give you a little more of a discount. Not much, but a little bit more. And you have to be signed up legally with Worldwide to get them extra perks and discounts. We ain't gonna just have a guy come on because your brother, uncle's niece, nephew, cousin is in Worldwide, and you came on the meeting one day and said hi. No, you have to be a part of the team, the family for real, and then you get those discounts. But if he don't have the budget, yeah, we work with you. We just figure out what type of budget you have and what type of payment plan can we get you on, and then we offer you the life coaching and the record and the legendary Ice Dog as on production too. And so it's a way to do this. And pretty soon we're gonna be adding video and TV and movie training as well. That's why I'm bringing my guy Robert Parham on, for he trains people not only in martial arts, but he trains them how to work TV cameras, how to shoot movies, how to write movies, because he's a master in business. All my big guys are masters in business. They're masters in business.
That's real, not. That's real, not. That's real, not. Well, before you let your artists, before you let the village expound on anything, do you have any closing remarks or shout outs, OG?
Yeah, I want to shout out the whole Worldwide family. I see y'all coming on here. I seen Cypher Wars on there. I seen a whole lot of y'all on there. I didn't actually see him, but he told me y'all was on there. But I just want to say shout outs to everybody in there. Thank you, Chris Cheney, for having our back. You know what I mean? In case we needed something technical, you was there to answer for us. That's what a family do. And I wish we had my guy Kyrie was able to get in. Is that Kyrie there? Oh
We
no.
just we
Oh,
just
wait a minute. Wait a
on here.
minute. You know who that is that's just popped on the screen? That's the manager for Muhammad Ali Jr. Because I had Muhammad Ali Jr. on the site as well. And that's my
Yes,
guy,
good.
Mr. Bloom. What's up, bro?
What's going on, brother? You good?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm so glad he popped on. That's the manager for Muhammad Ali Jr. that popped on, man. That's the support. That's the love, man. But since he's on there, you go ahead and ask him a question, bro, since he's on there.
Let's talk about real quick for the people that needs a manager. How important it is for an artist to have a manager, Mr. Richard.
It's very important for an artist to have a manager because he's the liaison that goes between the interaction with the people and gets the man what he needs, to perform or to do a movie or to do a show. Or, I know a lot of comedians that have their own managers too, and management is very good for artists to have and to back them up and to be supportive because they can't do it by themselves.
So what is the actually role of a manager? What does the manager play? What actually comes with having a manager? What is it that a manager offer that makes the manager so special and that upgrades the artist for the better?
Well, basically what the manager does is books the gigs, make sure the artist gets to the performance, make sure he gets paid what he needs to get paid, make sure that he spreads the word that he needs to spread. So the artist keeps making money and helping people like Muhammad and Junior and I. What we do is we basically go out there and teach families and kids and support them and get donations to help them out. So my job basically is to go out there, find the money to get donated so we can help families and children all over the world.
So let me ask you one more important question for the artists that are watching. What are the red flags that you are getting manipulated and emotional blackmailed by the wrong manager? What are some of the red flags that, listen, this manager ain't it. I need to move on. I need to get out of this bad deal, out of this bad contract. What are the red flags? Because a lot of artists are encountering, just in any genre of whatever you're trying to do, sports, whatever, some people are encountering bad managers that are getting over on them financially. So what are the red flags for a bad manager?
The red flags is you're not making any money.
That real now. That real now. That real now.
That's real
now.
That's the biggest red flag you're going to see is if you're not getting paid, and if you're not getting paid what you're supposed to get paid, that means your manager's taking too much money out of your pocket.
Real talk. But also, an artist got to have something to manage. See, a lot of artists get out here and they say, "Oh, I did this song, I recorded this song, and I'm gonna go get my manager." Like somebody almost messed up a deal to even work with us today, because when I do a deal with you, I do a deal with you, not your auntie, your uncles, your niece. I don't need. I can't wait for you to go get a permission for them, for your grown ass to do what you need to do. If you ain't got nothing to manage, why am I talking to a manager?
Protect the artist. A manager's job is and goal is to protect the artist, make money for them, and keep them happy. Because an unhappy artist is not going to want to stick around anywhere. I suggest if you're not happy, get yourself a good attorney and get out of that deal.
So somebody asked this real quick, Richard, how important is it to sell merch and tickets?
It's very important to sell all that. That's the added bonus. That's how you generate money for your artist when your downtime is.
That's like having product. You gotta have the product in the trunk. If you ain't got a show, you can sell your merchandise and still create a living from it, as long as you got those catchy looking pictures on there, catchy phrases on there, and your brand is doing something. If you got a brand and you got fans, you can sell merch.
Merch is going to go regardless from your website all the time. If you set it up right and your manager sets you up right, your merchandise is always going to keep moving because you don't even have to control it. It's just the site controls it for you.
Right.
Facts. Listen, man, this interview, man, was powerful, man. Anybody got anything, man, that they feel like, man, that we left out? Trill Wheel, Star, Ice Dog, anything, man, at this moment, man, y'all are willing, man, to come forth, man, and expound or release anything, man, that y'all feel like needs to be heard that we may not have covered or release.
I want to say thank you to Richard Bloom for pulling up for me, too. I truly appreciate that, my brother.
Always, brother. I'm here. If I'm not too busy, I'll be on.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you to everybody, man. I do got to get off here, but I appreciate everybody, man. Hope everybody has a blessed night. Hopefully it was a good show, and we get a lot of shares and a lot of likes and comments. Y'all have a blessed one. All right.
Thanks, Trill.
Take care, guys.
Anybody at this moment would like to say any closing remarks or expound on anything that they feel like that needs to be said at this time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sign up to the artist development. Sign up. We need to push that. That's the key.
Sign up to the artist development. Worldwide collaboration, G-Man artist development with Radia Johnson too as well, and Regina and Kelly Franklin. Also, download the Worldwide Collaboration app on Google Play and check out the website, wwcfam.com. We also got the tiers, tier 1 to tier 7. Right now, we're working on other tiers too as well. We have monthly donations. You can donate to become a monthly member of Worldwide Collaboration by joining the tier to help support the family. And there's so much stuff on the website too. We got our own SoundCloud platform built into it. We got our own YouTube platform built into it. We pretty much got our own type of Google thing going on. How Google has all kinds of different things. Well, that's what we got on Worldwide Collaboration as our own social network. But I want to say Worldwide Collaboration is the world movement beyond thousands of movements and talents put together, all about representing each other together as a family. Anyone can become a part of Worldwide Collaboration, and without you, there is no worldwide collaboration. Thank you so much for having us here today. Truly appreciate it. I'm the founder and creator of Worldwide Collaboration, Christopher Lee Cheney. Much love, much respect to everybody. Shout outs to the whole Worldwide Collaboration family. Have a great day.
Thanks, Chris. Anybody else at this time, man, before we end, man, this great podcast, man, Gangster Gentlemen. Anybody at this time? Star, you got anything? Ice Dog, anything?
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Go Ice.
No, I just want to say thank you for having us on here, man. And you run a good show. I like it, man. You're a very good interviewer. I respect it more, man. More from you, man.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that, man. Ice Dog, to God be the glory, man. I appreciate you, big bro. I really do, man. I appreciate everybody that's on here. Go ahead, Star. You got it.
Yes, I just want to shout out Cypher Woods and tell her thanks, and of course G-Man for having us all up here to kind of plug the family. Stagnation ain't cute, so as long as it's moving, and we could take the E out of emotion, then we can always keep it popping. I also want to plug that I work for a Cumberland County school system, so I am always looking for people to come and talk to my kids. I have middle school alternative kids, so my babies have ankle bracelets, like I have the creme de la creme, so they really could use some motivation. So anybody that's interested in coming to pour into these kids, even if we can get one, they love Miss Johnson because they know she about that life, but to hear some from you guys, that would be dope. So anybody that wants to do that, if you can't get me, hit up G-Man, he can find me. He talked about product of environment. I'm literally a product of Brooklyn in the 80s. You could Google it. I don't have to say much about it. So my book is dedicated to Brooklyn. So when I say I really want to be for somebody what I needed back then, but I need y'all help to do it. So we're starting off this school year good so far. So if anybody wants to come and holler at them, I can arrange that. Just let me know. And that's pretty much all I got. Thanks for having me, y'all. I appreciate you.
Where are you located?
Go ahead, Richard.
Yeah, I have a question. Where are you located? Where are your kids at?
I'm in Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Okay, so G-Man, try and get me the address there. When Muhammad and I are rolling up through North Carolina, we're gonna stop in and visit.
Gotcha. Oh my God, they would love that. Gotcha. Like, wouldn't even know how to act.
We do that all over the country, and now we're doing it all over the world. We're going to Africa soon, and we're going to England in October on tour.
Oh my gosh, I could just see their little faces. Like, I could see their faces right now. I think somebody talked about, I think it was UG talking about how we grew up, and that's harsh on them babies. They get cursed out 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, and then they come to school, and then you got these teachers that are not like us, that pointing fingers in their face and tell them how they should act, and it's really hard for them. So sometimes seeing us and seeing us that still got that hood in us, but we still got a little God in us too, and we trying to make it. That makes a big difference in their life. So yes, please come and holler at us.
That's why I love doing
it. We go to Wilson, North Carolina all the time. So when we're up there, we'll come by and see you. I'm gonna have G-Man get me the address and stuff, and we'll keep in coordinate. G, you can give him my number too to contact me.
I got you. I'll make sure it's gave out this evening before or first thing in the morning, whichever comes first. But I know the evening comes first, but whichever morning comes. That's why I like doing the Special Olympics and the Wish Foundation. I do that every year for free, and I love doing that stuff because it's something about seeing the innocent faces run across them finish lines and get them little trophies and the medals around their neck, and then to see them just jump and hug, and because they parents done told them who G-Man was from their childhood. So just the look on their faces that see people don't get it. They just don't get it. They so worried about themselves and they self-indulgent and the accolades and what they're getting that they don't realize that when them kids that's pure get to know you and love you and like you, man, that's real right there, bro. They can't
Unconditional.
fake that. That's why you see my grandbaby hover around me. I don't care what I do, she's there. And my team could tell you, she pops up on the screen and say hi. And Papa, I met you. I love you. That means I've done something. I made an impact.
But
And
you know,
that's what
we
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 need to
also
do on
have
the
to.
world.
Yes, I want to. This is the last thing I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave y'all alone. We have to keep in mind too that we are in a different time. Like whether we want to face that and believe that or not, we really are in a different time. They were not raised like we were at all. I know I probably look like 25, 30, y'all, but I'm really not. I'm probably older than a lot of you guys on here, and I know that every 10 years you are a different person. You are not the same person you were 10 years ago. So imagine the evolution of these babies right now. I have a senior, a 17-year-old, and I listen and I watch her. And trying to raise the me out of her was not easy. So we have to be mindful that we didn't have the social media. We know all that, but we didn't have the mindset that they have as well either. So that's the biggest thing, to try to tap into the mindset that they have, because it's not like ours. So we didn't do that when I was growing up. That's not going to work. We have to kind of dig into what works for them and move around it. You understand what I'm saying? So if that makes sense, and you got kids that's like getting on your last nerve because they're not listening, it's more than that. It's bigger than that. So believe me when I say, and we also know we fighting powers these days that are way bigger than what's in this world. But our kids are in trouble. I got 7th graders that can't spell tomorrow. I got 8th graders that can't read. And they talk about it, but I see it. And we really in trouble when it comes to our babies. So, anything y'all can do on that educational tip, that Stars Pen. So y'all Google me, Stars Pen at Submissive Alpha on Instagram, and I'm done. Shut up. Thanks for having me, y'all.
Listen, Star, I would definitely like to get plugged in with you too with those kids. That's something that I do all the time. I have been in jail a plethora of time, have many felonies. I done robbed folk, shot folk, stole cars, ran from the police, jumped out
Talk about it.
All kind of stuff. So, but Star, I would also like to get you on the podcast as well to tell your never before told story. I can hear you got a powerful testimony, and people need to hear it, because I know that it's some things that probably they don't even know that you have been through. Your village, you see what I'm saying? So I would love to make that happen as well. You see what I'm saying? To get you on this cast, man, so you can share your story, man, with the world. But do anybody else have anything before we get out?
Nah, we good, man. It's been almost 2 hours, man. We got to get on with life, bro.
Facts. Well, listen, hey, I
Shout
love
out to Muhammad Ali. Legacy continues too as well.
That's real. Now, hey, and Richard,
Thank
man,
you.
I appreciate you, man, for coming on, man. Your presence, man, it definitely blessed us, man, at the end, man, to drop those jewels, man, about red flags and about how important it is to have a manager, man. But good luck, man, and much success, man, to all of you all. And we'll see you all here, man, tomorrow, back with another episode, man, of Gangster Gentlemen. You all be blessed.